Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. Please excuse the delay of, oh man, 4 minutes almost. I had some last minute technical difficulties. So let's go here. We have Ukraine, Latvia in this year's WTCOC round of 16 and Croatia, United Kingdom as well, both running concurrently, sadly. So if you're interested in the latter one, hop to Nellerheim, else stay tuned because I'll be covering Ukraine, Latvia now, and if this is well, rather will be a quick affair, then maybe the end games of Croatia, UK later on as well. Else there is, as usual, the scoreboard at the bottom to at least get a glimpse of these games. And once we are down to less than 5 games, I'll open games of Croatia, UK as well. So we are having a pretty even affair today between Ukraine and Latvia, at least on tables 1, 4, and 5. I would expect close games. Table 2, well, Adria versus Norberts. Anything but a 2-0 in Adria's favor would be almost an embarrassment, but we'll see about that. And then there is the table I'll cover mostly. That's table 3, Smile versus Alexei. Sure, Alexei is the favorite, but I guess Smile will fight. So let's see if the games have already started. And they haven't, although it's a minute past. Let's hope the tool is working. And it's just BGA delaying the start. It looks like it. Well, then I could have taken more time. Okay. Notably missing from today's lineup are Lawyer and Krishna. Not sure about the reasons, but I guess if both are missing a master, that should be fine. Although the talent pool of Ukraine is a bit wider and maybe a bit deeper than Latvia's. So I guess they fare better because they have more masters at their disposal. But we'll see if this affects the match in any way or not. So refresh, refresh, refresh until something starts. And that's quite annoying because it's already 2 minutes past. So definitely a problem with BGA. Let's check where is the tournament. It's not there. Here's the tournament. I can't register for this. Both have. But it's not started yet. Start date 3 minutes ago. But BGA. Here we go. Finally. And they've already played a few pieces here. So Alexei started with a small city. Then Smile took the cow. Alexei a road, and whoops. The rest you can see on the board. So let me open the others real quick. I had hoped for them to play at a decent pace here. It looks like they have something to do in half an hour. But we'll see if they... Yeah, might take their time. Okay. So they turned it down a notch. No? Interesting decision now. I guess on the left to create another attacking option against right now Alexei City is definitely the way to go here. By the way, on all tables, Latvia playing blue, Ukraine playing yellow. Hi, Steve. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yep, Alexei killing a monastery spot on the left, quite likely hoping to connect these roads and then later on kill this square. Hi, Vika. Scoreboard equalized. Now an interesting monastery for Alexei. Exactly going here. He knows his stuff, of course, as you all know. Taking points. Obstructing yellow's road, so in case yellow manages to split there, at least there's a chance to block or kill the road. Yeah, sure, Linux, KDE. And if you are interested in the script to manage the windows, check in the description. I think I've left a link there. I'm pretty sure I have. This here is double-edged. So either Alexei manages to connect, or he could kill and then kill this left one, take these 5 down, and more or less secure the meeple advantage for the rest of the game. Yeah, sure. You're welcome. So Smile's counterattack is warranted, but it's definitely problematic because you'd rather not attack this way if there's a monastery of your color in the vicinity. Risking this here being blocked or limited to the quadruple city or maybe later on the cow would be quite devastating, because the wait time to liberate your monastery could be quite significant. But yellow got the cow and Alexei doesn't mess around. He goes for the jugular, so he could have, of course, just closed the city and then taken the 87.5 chance to draw one of the 3 remaining horses. But no, he wants to win this huge city and therefore attacked. And I'm not sure this here was really that necessary. There aren't really better attacking pieces than a straight. And Alexei would have gotten one, would have only defended indirectly like this. But I guess yellow hopes to draw city plus road to attack from the left or right side up top, to then do the same thing Alexei did here, either connect or kill. Yep, the splitter works for them as well. Given there are multiple 6-point farms right now and they only have the 1 meeple in hand, not meepling the farm is definitely okay. But Alexei still takes it because there is a chance to connect by getting one of the 3 remaining vanillas. Now that his monastery is limited to a double field city piece here, he might use it there though, especially considering he'd get a 3-point, maybe 8-point city with it. Yeah, just dumping a monastery on the left side with a slight bothering of yellow's monastery. There are still all 3 starting tiles in the deck, so harassing this square isn't not that easy as it sometimes would be. This here was added by Alexei just to build up the field, trying to snatch city caps to expand this to 4 cities at least. Even though there are still the 3 aforementioned starting tiles there, he goes for the block. Which arguably is nice because there's only 1 dagger and 1 rotary to left, so 2 pieces over here, 3 pieces over there. And now the kill. Oh, but not with this piece. He needs that to connect, of course. Takes this field. Only the huge city is on both fields, so even if yellow were to unite, they'd only steal 3 points from blue here. Hi, Globier. And because the meeple majority with all these fields here might matter, Alexei doesn't care about scoring, for example, 3 points up top, but just prefers to kill yellow's monastery for good. And I think that's definitely a wise choice. Scoreboard is tied, road is tied. Yellow has 5, 7, 12 points extra on the board, plus 6 now up top. Only 2 on the scoreboard, so 14, but that's definitely more than countered by yellow's heals. And to me, it looks like yellow is hoping to outscore the fields and winning fieldless, which could work in this case, especially if they were able to close the city at the bottom. There are still a lot of city caps left, actually. So the 3 starting tiles, only 2 vertical splitters on the board. There is a vanilla left and another dagger. So 6 out of 12 tiles not seen by us. Yeah, even tricky for Alexei to add this to the field. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Only 2 city caps left to score these points. And this here is slightly vulnerable because there's still a horse left, and this year I think 2 Doritos even, which could have limited this city quite significantly. But now chances are looking great for yellow to close this one. And then let's count actually. So 6 on the board, scoreboard, 4 here, 10, 17, 23, and Alexei was right now D7 for the big field and another 2 for the small field on the right side. So 27. Overall, he's slightly ahead, but only so slightly. But there's this here, and there are still 3 starting tiles in the deck, so he's more or less guaranteed to draw 1 and score another 7 points with this. Hi, Krish. Missing you on the boards here. But now what to do? Is this maybe harass Yellow City here? There's only 1 cap left with the field side on the right. So by getting another Dorito, although with the Dorito could block like this as well. Same goes for the last horse. It's tricky for yellow now. Can't really do, or shouldn't really do anything about this. Yep, this is fine. Let me actually whip out the scoreboard. Just so I'm not missing something here. So blue has no cities. Field was worth 21 and a 6 point field, and yellow scores the city now. Let's see if that's enough for them. Alexei meanwhile took a 4 point road on the left side. Oh, yellow now connects Alexei's fields. Definitely wise. So this should be 10 cities now. Or am I wrong? Now let me count again. No, 9. So this doesn't look great for the Latvian here. Yeah, what to do? Tough. Really tough. He could go for this attack, but it doesn't work. Either yellow gets the horse themselves or the starting tile over here. Kill this. And I don't think... Well, taking a field over here... No, this doesn't work as well. And I even missed this 3-point farmer. So let me add that one. Yeah, that's just a typo. So, damn it. I typed 2 instead of 27. So actually, it's pretty close here. But what should Alexi do? Taking this, then hoping to draw the cow. Even then, yellow would net 4 points over here with the starting tile. So he goes for the field, hoping to draw the starting tile, which then net him 6 points. Whereas yellow would get 4. No, 5. So I think even this one here wouldn't have worked. So let me quickly add the last points here, and then let's see if my scoring was accurate. Yeah. Hit the nail on the head. I'm getting better at this. So 3 points for Smile. And that one I definitely call a fight here. Juicy city in the middle. Huge field. And a fieldless win for the Ukrainian. So let's check. Do they need a small break? No, doesn't look like it. All other games are still running. Let's check again, and here we go. Second game. Let's hope it'll be a close one as the first. Could have meepled that one. Yeah, it's risky, but why not? Because of this here. But there wasn't really any better option, I guess. Thanks, Vinny. Smile going for the attack instead of taking the city themselves, because either here they would have left an easy loop road behind, and here of course an attacking option against their city. And this here at the bottom was no question at all, of course. Yeah, perfect draw for yellow, getting first farmer here on a field which could become quite big, depending on what's going on here and in the bottom right corner mostly. Yeah, next nice draw for them, closing their city. And another one. So Lexi created 1, 2, 3 attacking options against Yellow's city and later monastery. But Yellow was able to throttle them all immediately. Wouldn't say that's saved by the deck or anything. It's just at least this one here. Bit of luck. And that's definitely useful against a master of Alexis caliber. Yeah, next perfect piece here. Now let's see how the Latvian will counter. Might go for the self-invasion here or there. And he does, because he wants to keep this city for himself and close it. And that's not greed, that's just survival instinct. Because for now it looks pretty great for Yellow, and he needs a big feature to at least score some points here, and to not be dependent on tying or winning the field in the end. And finally, there's another game that's just ended. Adria won their first one versus Norbert's. So it's temporarily 2-0 Ukraine. Yeah, finally. Discarded monastery. This time in Adria's favor. Smile secures the field, although this could become problematic, but at least he bothered Alexis city at the bottom and might even try to use something like this and maybe, if necessary, kill this square, even though their farmer would then only score the 3 points. But preventing Alexi from running away with this city might be worth this. Yeah, I'm not sure who discarded the monastery. Have you seen it? This year, I'm not really sure about, because if you want to go for the city, you could have done so earlier. And now the block again? Killing this is quite likely on Yellow's turn. Else they'd have trouble, or would be in trouble, because if they'd attack over here, Alexi would kill this in a heartbeat. Although there's still a split out there. So maybe, maybe not. 4 Doritos remaining. 3 now. Let's see. There are still the 3 horses available for this square and 2 road Doritos. Table 5 goes to Ukraine as well. This time it's Pavel Brin winning versus only Denver. Now I get this. So yellow wanted to kill, but in case Alexei would have been able to connect here, they at least wanted to have a chance of counterattacking and then tying the city. At least that would be my guess about this config over here. Meanwhile, yellow's monastery is killed because either this or that square is dead. Oh no, both are dead. Totally neglected this development up top. So Alexei tied the field. Right now there are 5 cities on it, and given that yellow has 3 dead meeples over here versus Alexei's 2, I guess the Latvian should be able to win this field in the long run, and this would nicely counter the scoreboard imbalance here. I think now it would be wise to attack the city. The question is, go from the bottom or the top? Else he might think about attacking this one because there are still 2 cows available, but upside isn't great enough, I think. Likely just preventing yellow from running away with this city, which would hurt terribly, might be the better choice, but he doesn't go for this. Maybe he's right. There are only 2 Doritos remaining and the splitter. And even if yellow were to get one, there'd still be the other side to attack or block, maybe kill the city. So going for the field and then hoping to kill this might actually be the better way here. And table 4 goes to Ukraine as well. This time by virtue of a tie. So Napalm Eye 1 point short of winning that game. Yellow up top completed a field attack. Meanwhile, blue still needs 2 pieces to connect on the right side. As I said, there is now... No, I didn't say it. There's only 1 horse remaining because Alexei drew the penultimate big city tile. And even if yellow were to get the horse, they'd still need 2 city caps to close this city, and for sure blue would try to thwart this. So right now I deem it quite unlikely that yellow would be able to close their city. A nice ninja. All crossroads, at least the relevant ones, are gone. Actually all. So this here is only blockable with 2 pieces. Yellow goes for it in a rather interesting fashion. There are so many straights left. This here, I would have at least considered. But they got one of the two remaining curves, and now there's only one to connect here. So when Alexei played this, he had 3 pieces, the 2 curves, and 1 remaining left-handed dagger. Now it's down to 1 and a 50-50. He needs to connect here on the right side. Or he might not. Oh, he has. So he has to tie the field. Let me count again. So both have 47 on the scoreboard for now. Alexis City at the bottom is at 14 points. Yellow scores 3 there and 6 on the right side. Monastery worth 7. Small field 3 points. The main field is at 7 cities, so 21 points. Owned by Yellow right now. And Alexis small field on the right side is worth 6 points. Is that really correct? Yeah, looks like it. So he has 2 meeples in hand. And he definitely needs to take over the field. So why not go for this here? There's no crossroad. There's still a starting tile and 3 straights. Yeah, 3 straights. Sure, it could be blocked, but only with 2 pieces, and you might even be able to counter this block. So in case like this here, and let's say yellow gets a straight, then you could get what's out there. This here, for example. So you wouldn't be able to add another farmer, sadly, but still, I think that's a great chance. And this here is worse, actually, because with a starting tile, this would be killed immediately. Yeah, he connects. There is the starting tile. And this has to be blocked here. There are 2 tiles remaining plus Alexi, so 3, and all are straight roads. So anything else but the block I don't get. Let me change this force. And Alexi adds 3 points. Yeah, so the curve won him the game. Because if yellow doesn't kill this, Alexi of course connects and then at least ties the field. So for example, Smile could attack over here, but this would be of no use to them. In the end, both would have 3 meeples on the field. And this actually doesn't help them. Oh, let's quickly check if I'm right. 6, 9. The field in the middle is tight. These 7, 7 plus 5 yellow plus 8 yellow. And this here was 13, so plus 6. Then I'm off. Let me check. Yeah, the ruin is at 7 points right now. What else is wrong? And maybe I just miscounted. Yellow has 17 on the board. Yellow takes 5 and Alexi takes over the field up top. So in the end, decisive win for the Latvian here. I'm off by 1 or 2 points, but I don't think that really matters. No, I'm not off. Well, then I just hit a snag in my brain somewhere. Yeah, I think the problem with this one was that no, actually, you might just be right, Glovia. Even if yellow were to draw the perfect piece, which would have been this curve, block this and negate this farmer, then Alexi, I think, would have gotten a straight here and could have connected on either side. But considering the score is pretty close, winning the field might have been necessary. At least right now it scores 24 points if I'm not wrong, and he only won by 22, so definitely a close affair here. So my wish came true. I wanted a close game, and it definitely was. Again, smile with the first monastery. Interesting choice for Alexi now. Does he go over here or there? He takes the bottom spot, allowing yellow to take the other one. But at least supplying a road end to his city. Oh. Meanwhile, there were 2 clock violations in the game of Croatia UK, and it looks like Loki lost by 1 if the tool is correct here. I'll have to check later. Alexi snatching a nice city, attacking yellow city up top. But yellow easily defends by getting one of the many road plus field pieces which they could use to do so. This could become iffy. Two starting tiles already gone, so any limitations from the bottom would limit this to 75% chance. Yellow, of course, goes for the immediate destructive potential of trying to kill this square. Didn't work out. But at least now Alexei is limited to rather specific pieces over here, although he was limited to the dagger anyway. Folks, please remind me if I have time at the end. So if both matches would end more or less at the same time, I'd like to check the endgame of Alexei's second game again, just to verify if Glovier's assessment was correct. I guess it was, but I'm not 100% sure. Alexei trying to bother both, no, all three of these meeples. Didn't work immediately, although this here is a concession. But yellow getting nice pieces again. Sure, a block might be incoming, but there'd be still 3 daggers to close the city there. This here, though, is a bit problematic, but if you get a vertical, or in this case, horizontal divider, or an extender, and then a Dorito, this could be safely continued. And with Alexei's scoreboard lead of now 15 points plus a field which will only grow. It's about time for yellow to close at least one of these cities. Alexei was closing there. Still 3 daggers to close the city, which then would open the field to the top side and would allow yellow to attack. So if yellow doesn't have to defend any of their cities, they might, and they do now, go over here and farm. Interesting choice for them would be whether they should take this road or not, because if they do, Alexei might not even close the city. Yellow with another splitter, perfect timing. Alexei not able to harass the city, but at least kills the other one, although is as well. But he quite likely didn't want to take any risk there. Now he goes for this attack, which Here's a quite good chances of working out for him. 2 extenders and 1 cow left, but only 1 splitter for this square. So 3-1 chance for Alexei. Of course, not real 75% because there could be a block incoming by yellow. Let's see. And this time, perfect draw for Alexei. Even goes for the field insurance move, which actually is okay. Although looks like a lot of straights are gone. So in this case, a block like this might work in yellow's favor, for example. But why would they even block this? Well, maybe snatching this field and then blocking this at the same time. But Alexei got to connect, secured this for now 9-point field, sure hoping to expand this to the left side, might even do this now like this, because there are still 3 daggers remaining, a starting tile, and yep, 1 rose as well. Meanwhile, on table 2, another clock violation, this time not altering the outcome. Adria won the first duel for Ukraine. Yellow snatches a city on the left side, so Alexei's field is now at 15 points. Yellow killed this, attacked here, hoping to draw a curve to successfully attack and snatch a 4-point field. So in the bottom left corner, there's now Beggar Orion versus Lazy Boar from Croatia, UK. That's one of the games. I have to refresh here, but at least one game that needs a decider in that duel. There is another decider running as well. And the scoreboard is tied at 1. On table 1, Samuelson was able to beat Edjus and added the second match point in favor of Ukraine. So now Alexei has to win his decider. Napalm Eye and only Denver have to win 2 games in a row, and only Denver, Pavel Brin is close to the end. Just the last piece for the Latvian in the bottom right corner. Top left now, Buhart had the naughty bear. Another decider from Croatia, UK. Alexei took the 4 points. Which is interesting. There aren't that many pieces out there to connect, and yellow might even need to close Alexei's city to then take over the field. And if Alexei hadn't connected here, well, yellow doesn't go for it. Well, let's actually count. I'm not sure that's in their interest. So yellow has 78 on the scoreboard. Alexis 69. Both have a 1-point ruin next to Alexis' monastery. He scores 8 for the monastery and 6 for his city. And in terms of the match, it doesn't even matter because Pavel Brin just won the second game. And with this, the duel against only Denver. So it's 3-0 Ukraine, and they have managed to beat Latvia and secure a spot in the quarterfinal. But back to the game at hand. So Alexis Cities scoring 13 points. His field at the bottom is at 15. Yellow's field up top at 9. So actually, yeah, my gut was correct. I think this here should have been placed there. Alexis City is worth 6, so he would have gotten 8 points on top. But yellow would have scored this lovely 7-point road. And would have taken over this field, which arguably doesn't have a lot of attacking squares left. So maybe here or there, although especially the bottom option would be quite likely killed instantly. And for this here, looks like there's only this piece left. Vega Orion was able to beat Lazy Boar, so it's 2-1 in Croatia's favor. Alexis scoring another 2 points. Yellow doing more or less nothing. I don't know. This square's dead? No, it's not dead. Oh, now I know. Dagger asymmetry. Sorry, I was under the impression there was only one right-handed dagger remaining, but it's left-handed dagger. And then this here is actually nice because it secures this option with rose or starting tile, but it neglects that Alexei would be able to block this or execute the move himself. But I guess if that's your only chance, you have to go for it. Lord Terrycloth was able to beat Loki in the second game as well, this time without the Loki's help, and equalized the match versus Croatia. So the only game still running there is the one in top left. That's Buha Ted the Naughty Bear. Yellow prevents Alexei from closing the city on the left side, but am I totally off here? Are they just playing on getting the dagger Looks like it, and now they have to use it there. Let's see. So Alexei scores another 8 points for the city. And yellow scores the 7 points for this road. And now their field is worth 27. And Alexei just lost the field. And this then should win Smile the game. Yeah, thanks, Vika. So with this one, this connection, I definitely would have done this as well. In the end, it worked perfectly for Smile, sure. I missed 3 points somewhere, doesn't matter. Yeah, this one, this city, I guess. But risking not getting this one and losing the game, I'm not sure I would have had the stomach for this. Maybe they knew it didn't really matter because their other team members were able to win the match already. So Ukraine, Latvia 5-0. Let's check what Uha and Ted the Naughty Bear are doing, because this is the decider for the other match. And then I'll go back to Smile and Alexei's second game, because, as I said, I want to check out the end game again. Whoa, 40-73. And there's really nothing to speak of that would counter the 33-point scoreboard difference. So 33 points. Blue seems to have connection problems, but still more than 5 minutes on the clock. Let's hope it works out for them. So 27, 19, 12, and another 12-point field, 0 plus 2 yellow, but plus 5 blue, a 12-point field for blue, plus 17, plus 20, 24, 23. This now will be 9 points, so roughly 30 points for blue. Pineapple Mai. Yeah, so Ted takes it home for the UK. Winning this one here quite decisively. In the end, 33 points. Doesn't really matter. So 5-0 Ukraine and 3-2 UK. In the quarterfinals, UK will meet the winner of Brazil, Colombia. Did I say UK? Ukraine will meet Brazil, Colombia. And United Kingdom will play versus Poland or France. Yeah, so tough loss for Latvia. Only able to win 1 out of 11 games today. That's That's bad. But Ukraine is a strong team. They were the favorite. They underlined this role. And they'll be the favorite in the quarterfinals as well. And then we'll see if they manage to reach the semis and maybe would be able to get a medal. I think this would be their first one, at least in the WTCOC. UK, yep, slight favorite against Croatia, even though Croatia had a good preliminary round, winning 4 out of 4. But UK overall, I think, is the stronger team. And that's even without StatMat playing today. Yeah, if I don't, let me check. So MTU just told me that Alexei violated the clock. Yeah, let me just check. I don't have it open well. Yeah, the problem with this is that my tool has to access the table details and BGA throttles this. So after something about 50 to 100 checks, so refreshing 5 to 10 times, I'm not able to use this anymore and have to then take a look myself. Really? Again, animations? Yeah, well, at least it didn't matter. So let me check. Yep, that's exactly right. So this one here was a clock violation by Alexei. These here actually are saved, so they are right from the cache. I don't have to ask for results and details again. One time is enough, so this works, but this here doesn't. I hope to someday find a way, but I might not. BGA is just annoying in some parts. So, as I said, I wanted to check out Alexei's Endgame of the second. I think 115 might work. API? Well, I wouldn't call it an API or API. But yeah, it's the info is taken from BGA's JSON. The scoreboard is linked in the description as well if you want to check out. And by the way, thanks to Estroncio, aka David EGX. Without him, this scoreboard wouldn't exist. So is this the situation we were talking about? No, it's a few moves down the road, I guess. So here Smiley got a curve and they go here to block this square, and I suggested this one because there were quite a lot of straight tiles out there. So a block like this would be total kill here. But let's actually consider this. So if they go here and Alexei would hit one of the straights, of course he couldn't defend. Could get the curve or the I'm drawing a blank here. The dagger. The dagger to connect immediately, and then these two to at least reduce the attacking or blocking chances of yellow by putting a city piece there. Then yellow could only use the starting tile to block. And in this case, Alexei has more or less, let's just do it like this. These pieces here, no, these pieces to go here and prevent the kill. And of course, the two connection pieces. And even with these ones, he could have played against the attack. So I guess this one would have worked better for the attack, but the problem with this, of course, is that Alexei could have gone over here, tried to limit this, and added another farmer to connect on the outside of the curve. I would need to dive deeper, actually. Anyone interested in this? I guess not, so I don't. Then let's check what Alexei actually got. Yeah, so in this case, for example, this here, adding a farmer, easy connection with any of the straight-ish pieces left in the deck. Deep analysis for the win. Okay. Yeah, then let's think about it. Which one actually is better for yellow here? Well, I guess the risk of Alexei adding another farmer would definitely be bad. But Alexei could have even gone over here now and farmed this, actually. Though there are 1, 2, 3, 4 blocking tiles out there. No, okay. That's not a good use of this piece. What did he actually do? Could have defended over here. But I think he didn't. Let's check. He defended up top. Yeah, which definitely is better. Because going over here would still leave the dagger to kill this square. But this still doesn't answer the question whether yellow's curve has the right spot here. Yeah, Napalm, you wanted an analysis, so please help. if yellow goes here, whoops, instead of this one. They have way better blocking options. So 5 tiles to immediately kill. And this one as well. So 6 tiles to immediately kill. And 2 pieces. I'm sorry. 6 tiles to immediately kill. 7 tiles to immediately kill. Because both the curve like this or to the top, doesn't matter, would kill this square because it is the last and wouldn't have another curve here. And the same goes for the left-handed dagger. So 7 pieces to immediately kill. If Alexei weren't able to block from the top. There's no block from the bottom because he would use a curve here. Then let's consider blocking options for Alexei. From the top, we have, I think the bottom line just is the scoreboard, because yellow has 6, 7, 13, 16, 19 versus Alexei's 14 plus this here, worth 6 now. Up top doesn't really score anything. Yellow has the 8 points on the scoreboard and the field. Well, actually, even if the field were tied, they would win this game. Oh, come on. Scoreboard again. So, yellow has 47. Alexei has 39. I need to chat somewhere, so if someone chimes in, I actually see it. So I think now this should work. Alexei's city on the left side were 14 points if I remember correctly. And he has 3 on the right side as well. A small field there worth 3 points. His farmer up top is at 0 points for now. Yellow city on the right side is worth 6 points. The ruin at the bottom 3. 1, 3, 7. And no one owns any roads. And then we have the big field right now owned by these 2 yellow farmers versus 1 from blue. So it's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 points. Not 7 points, 7 cities, 21 points. So let's just add these for now and write it somewhere in the corner. So 21 points for the field. But even without this field, yellow is ahead by 4 points. The 4 points, though, won't be enough, because there are still 4 caps available for Alexei to close the city on the right side for 8, maybe even 11 points if we drop a farmer here. So in the end, the trouble for yellow is they need to win this field. Quite likely. Because they only have one meeple in hand. There aren't really great options to score except for getting at least 2 city caps to close a city somewhere. And this one here threatens to attack the field as well, given the many road tiles still left, and even a monastery here or there would create at least one connection option. Same goes for the splitter, of course. So I guess it's still this one. Because these two Alexi would use to connect. And then there's only this one, and basically all these left to attack here. Analyzing, yeah, sort of. Help would be welcome. I think you had a clock violation in the last game, so I'm not sure this actually mattered. But we can check later. I'm not aware of a missed 58%er actually. So the topic at hand is yellow's curve here. Because I suggested live on stream going here to use any straightish tile to kill this farmer's connection option. The problem with going here would be that this here could be rotated like this to add another farmer here and then connect with one of the many road pieces. Without the field, yellow is ahead by 4 points, but the chances on the right side for blue to more than equalize these 4 points are looking great. Yeah, MTU noted that it was because of the animations. It's just, use my French, fuck up. So in this case, I'd stick to this here, actually. I think this would have delivered better chances for yellow to attack this, to thwart Alexi's connection here, even though it would open this attacking option. Because, yeah, I think getting better odds to kill this square definitely was worth the risk. of another attack over here. Especially considering there is this one where you'd have 2 chances. So, but the one thing I'd actually wanted to check was whether yellow had a better option later. So where's my scoreboard? Here's my scoreboard. So Alexei just scored the 8 points on the left. Didn't drop a farmer because he knew he'd need at least another one on the main field, or he might need one if he wouldn't get the curve. But his farmer on the right side now scores 6. So you think, right, correct. Damn it. Like this here? Or maybe, so Alexei mentions not using the dagger there, but quite likely attacking the field. Or do you think about using this as a connection piece? Or on the left side, and then the question is like this, and I'd say yes, because all these road pieces and only 2 curves left. On the left, did you mean the one I just sketched or another one? Okay, the obvious one. Yeah, sure. Definitely obvious. And yeah, other option was here on the outside. Not with this piece, of course, but with one of these two. Once connected here, there would be this. Don't think this ninja is worth mentioning, although no, it's not worth mentioning because you need the curve over here anyway. So what's your third attacking option this year? Sure. So Mal draws arguably one of the worst 2 pieces now with this monastery. Can't do anything about this situation, can't do anything about here. Well, did they go here to at least kill this? I think so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, this is just crap then. This doesn't do anything. Although if they go here, they couldn't use this because they could use the curve here and connect with the splitter. And that's actually unblockable. At least with one move, unblockable. Monastery here? Yeah, I think so. Because here you'd limit yourself, or at least you'd take this attacking option away from you. And here you'd create an immediate killing option against an attack from the top. Yeah, I think that would have been the best move in this case. And they quite likely had enough time on their hands to at least find something better than this here. So then Alexei goes for the attack. Actually, note the orientation here. If you were to put it this way, then almost everything would immediately kill. The only piece, immediately kill because he'd need the curve on the right side anyway. So the only piece not being able to immediately kill then would be the diagonal splitter here, because either you'd limit this connection square to a straight or to the starting tile. And the way Alexei played this here would kill it like it happened in the game. The curve as well. But notably, one of the three straights wouldn't, and would only limit this connection option to a 75%. So now Miley's in dire straits here. There's a 50-50 here, and they getting the splitter means they can't do anything about this square. And Alexei definitely will be able to add one of his farmers to the main field. Let's just add the 21 points to Alexei. And then he's at 91. So yellow is in big trouble here. And they need to find a field attacking option. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. You put the damn it, the dagger again on the right spot in the right orientation. Meeple as well, of course. So let's find a good move for yellow here. There aren't really that many left. If they'd lose the field, they'd be behind by 7. And right now, no, if the field were tied, excuse me. And right now, by getting the splitter, they know that blue will connect either here or there on the next turn. What should they even do here to counter this? Create another option, another attacking option somewhere where it's not, where you could use a piece you can't use right now, for example. So one option would be over here, blocking one of blue's roads, notably if the monastery were there, this would have killed the attacking options, both attacking options of blue's farmer. But the problem putting this here is you need the starting tile to connect, and this doesn't add really a lot because this option is already present up top. Yeah, I will. I could even try to get you on board here via Discord. Right next to the leftmost blue meeple. Yeah. Yeah. Over here, but yeah, to use the curve there, I guess. But why? Creates the hope to connect in a weird vertical way, straight line and curve. No, no, no. Ah, you mean like this? Um, actually, yeah, this is nice, but Smile only has 2 moves left. So, yeah, like this, then hoping to get a straight on the next turn, like this, and drawing the curve to connect. Yeah, 2 moves is enough for this, but not enough to use 3 straights like I sketched, and that was just nonsense because we have to use the splitter now. So yeah, this would actually work. Of course, it could have been blocked immediately, but it wouldn't have been blocked immediately because Alexei would need to connect here or there with any piece. Yeah, so if yellow goes here, any straight here would at least kill the option of going with a straight here and then a curve. This straight then would create an attacking option here, but that's worse than this one, so we more or less could neglect this, although it would use the curve which yellow hopes to draw anyway. Yeah, but Alexei wouldn't go here with a straight, he'd just connect. And with the curve, of course, here as well. So I guess this move actually would improve yellow's winning chances. Yeah. Yep. That's a nice idea, Alexei. Yeah, sure. They have to draw the curve anyway and need to create an option to use the curve. And now that the dagger is gone, this option is dead. So is there anything else? Any way to improve your chances with this? I don't see anything actually. No, I don't think there's anything else. So killing one of blue's options would be okay, because adding 1 point to your ruin doesn't even change anything. So let's check. Lexi, of course, connects, scores 4 points on top. And I think in this case it was just lost now. Yeah, sure it was. Lex is ahead by 11 points, and it doesn't even matter if you block this or not, because you won't be able to score or outscore rather Alexi here with your last turn. So the curve won the game for blue. And let's consider Alexi's option here. What would have happened if yellow were to get curve? So let's for the sake of the argument, consider that Alexi would get the starting tile, because the starting tile would actually be able, no it wouldn't, because this curve would, no it would, oh it's late. With the starting tile you would actually be able to kill this connection. So for the sake of the argument, Alexi gets the starting tile, and then yellow gets a straight road, and then we have 2 straight roads and the curve remaining. Straight road goes here, the other one as well. Yellow connects on the left side, and then we'd have 3 farmers by yellow on the field and 3 farmers by blue. And we'd have to add these 3 points and deduct the 6 from Lexi. So in the end, this should be a +5 for blue. The score isn't right, but the difference should be. No, it's not, because Alexi scored 4 points for the road of the curve. But then it's still +1, and Alexi has a meeple in hand, which would score 2 points on the road, I think, like he did in the game as well, in the actual game. So if I'm not terribly mistaken here, even if yellow would have found this move and would have gotten all the necessary pieces, Alexi would have won this game. And no, he wouldn't have used the starting tile here, because there was still a curve out there, which would have killed both here. Okay, we don't need to check this. Yeah, so I think this move was too late. So they only But then actually, even if they'd gotten the curve, they would have lost. Yeah, so I guess by just hitting this here, they had no chance to win this game. Okay, I think I answered at least my questions. Anyone else still having a question about this game? Yep, insert crickets here. So no one? Okay, then let's remove the scoreboard. And Alexi mentioned something about he missed a 58% chance in the end. So let's actually go to the situation where Smile had the chance to connect here. Because I'd say, and I still am, you have to connect here. That's what is so 74, 69. Alexi has cities worth 7 points on the left, 6 in the middle, and both have a 1-point ruin at the bottom. Okay, technically Alexi's on the left is a ruin as well, and yellow has a ruin worth 5 points. Their field scores 9 right now. Blue has an 8-point monastery and a 15-point field. So you're behind by 17. I still stick to what I've said live on stream. You have to connect here. There's no way in hell to win this one without the connection. At least I don't think so. Well, there is actually. You could now take these 4 points or actually you'd have then to attack this field by, for example, getting this one, or that would work, and then later these. So this would be 2 moves out of 3 remaining, and then you could score another 7-pointer. So 11 points on the right side, 15 for the field attack, minus at least 2 to Alexi. So 13 on the left side, 11 on the right side is 24. The difference is 17 right now. Alexi has 1 meeple in hand. But he'd get this and this here, plus the Dorito, plus either the extender or this one. Yeah, maybe let's just consider we'd use the dagger over here to attack like this, and was connect with the splitter. So these 3 are gone. Then let's take the rows off the board as well, just to remove another quick scoring tile from Alexei. So rose goes over here like this. After we use the first dagger here. Or if we wanna be extra precise, we could use the dagger here to prevent Alexei from clamping down on this option, like I think he did in the game, although he used, I think, the extender up top. We'll see. So 24 points. For the argument's sake, these 4 city caps will be in our hands, and Alexei will get the other 4 pieces. Would he be able to score 8 points with them? Let's just check. So there's no open city cap. So he could score 4 points just for the ruin if we were to get them in the right order. Because if we'd go here, he'd need the Dorito at first. Or else there's this one, which would score us 2 points plus 4, 6, 7. So in this case, it would be a tie. Yeah, and sure, Alexei is right. If yellow were to invade here, he could go over here on the left side with a piece we'll check out, and would then have 2 connection squares. But Alexei is an unlucky sod, and he gets the field Dorito as the first piece, and with the field Dorito he wouldn't be able to attack here because he'd need... No, he would. Damn it. So he'd go like this and then would connect with the starting piece. Starting tile. Well, and let's say he wouldn't get the starting tile but the rose, then it would be the same with the road Dorito. So it would depend on the order of pieces. But no, actually it wouldn't really, because either with the rose or the starting tile would use it here and then connect with the road Dorito. Yeah, and if yellow would have or would get the rose, one could use the road Dorito here and connect the starting tile. So yeah, looks like this would work for blue in any case, because with 17 points behind, adding these 13 points by successfully attacking. So to remind you, 15 for the successful attack, but 2 for the city pieces go to Alexei. You'd still be behind by 4. So you could score these 4 here and hypothetically use your last piece to block. But then Alexei might be able to just add a few points there. So in the end, it really doesn't matter. It's way too complicated complicated. The chances are slim as slim can be. The connection here is the move to execute in this situation. Except this connection, of course, there's this one, which Smile tried in the game. But still, I think you just connect over here. You take the 7 points, Alexi takes 8. You own the field, you add another city to the field, and you go from there. Don't mess around with anything else. But they didn't. They just got the 4 points. Alexi with the splitter. Can't really add this here or there because you'd create attacking options. Yeah, then tell. Because I'm not sure what you were referring to with the 58 or 50% or whatever it is. Let's check what he did. To create a rows or starting tile condition. Here up top. Else I don't see another one using these 2 pieces. Here, a rows or starting tile. Rows. I'm sorry. I've mistaken the plus for an either or. It's a plus in the literal sense. So this here, and then hoping to draw starting tile like this. Rows and then starting tile. Am I getting that one right? Yes, he says. Okay. So a farmer here. But quite likely starting tile this way around and then connecting. No, doesn't work. How would you like to connect there then? There's nothing left. Or I don't get it. You'd say, what did you say? 1 square lower? I mean, if you go here, sure. But 1 square, so there, I don't really see it. Not with these 2 pieces. You'd need a third one. And quite likely you'd need the starting tile to connect here. So, it would work. You could get the Dorito here and then the rows there and in the end connect with the starting tile, and you still have 3 moves left. So that actually okay, but it doesn't work because you'd have you'd have to meeple the cap, because else yellow would block the option. But if you meeple this cap like this, then you'd have to close it with the rows in this case, and there is still a chance, Alexi. No, there's not. Can't use the dagger over here. Damn it. But you could use the dagger here, like this, and connect with the field Dorito. That would work. You'd get your meeple back with the rows, then add a farmer and connect. And the pieces for yellow would be, and by the way, in this case, you'd get the dagger to prevent this here, which seems to be a must anyway. So you'd have on the starting tile, extender and road Dorito in yellow's hands. So they could prevent your attack, because they definitely get the road Dorito before you could connect. Yep. Yeah, sure, you're right. If you get the dagger, you win. Sure. Yeah. So then let's find another way. I guess going over here, using the cap there, and leaving it empty is a tad risky. But would this work? Is the question at hand. So we use the splitter here. Does this work anyway? Yeah, sure. The problem is, for example, yellow getting the rows, you getting one of these two, then yellow connecting over here. But actually, if they only connect to this one, I think you'd win. You have 17 points plus. There's are there shields on the remaining Doritos? No, not on the field Dorito. Road Dorito. Yeah, there's a shield on the road Dorito. So I think just taking these points on the right side, although they still have this cap up top, but we'd use both caps here. So, well, then let's consider using the road Dorito here. You drawing the extender, taking the 4 points maybe. Or just adding there. They'd get the starting tile to connect. And another 7 points up top. So this would score them 22. So you need to score 5 points with the dagger, the field Dorito, and the extender. What did I say? 5 points? Yeah. Works out quite fine because you'd score 6. No, even more because you'd close this city. So I don't think that would have worked out in yellow's favor. Rose and Road Dorito Ninja. Over here. Yeah, that's actually nice. And you have this here. So starting tile, and they get the extender, which can't block. No, you need the dagger to connect. Yeah, I think yellow getting both daggers was just the worst outcome for you in this game. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Unless anyone still has something to say about this game here. They got 3 daggers. Yeah, right. This one here as well. Yeah, but the question is actually, I guess if you'd gotten the first one, you would have used it for this city, right? Scoring 15 points, yeah, losing the field for now, but even if you'd consider you'd lose the 15, you'd gain 15 up top, but you'd get this meeple and for sure would be able to create other attacking options. Right? Yeah, that's maybe they used this over here specifically because they knew if they'd get the dagger in the last 6 pieces, it is 7, 6, you wouldn't have a chance to reinvade. Although actually it doesn't matter in this situation when they'd get the dagger, because if you were to get the rose, you could execute the attack at the bottom, because they still are unlikely to equalize your lead without the connection. Yeah. But if you'd gotten this one on, let's say, 4th or 5th move to the end, I guess you wouldn't have connected. Because then chances to reconnect are few and far between here. Likely the only good one would be this. And for this to be successful, you need the rows. Okay, let's put this one to bed. So next matches, if this one loads, it does. 5 of the remaining 6 games of the round of 16, so the first playoff round, are scheduled as of now. The only one missing is Brazil, Colombia. There is USA versus Finland on at least European time, Saturday. I'm quite likely to cover this. And then there is this year. Is anyone from Japan, Thailand, China, or RCP still here? Please, folks, reschedule one of these matches. We all are fans of the game. If we are streaming or just viewing, it doesn't matter. And we wanna, if possible, see as much live as we can. And I'd really like to cover both of these games. And I know Otto would also cover both. And so please reschedule one of them. Add an hour, deduct an hour, or you want to be extra cautious, 1.5. This would work very well for us. And then later on, at 1 minute past 18 UTC, Poland, France, 90 or rather 89 minutes later, Chile, Italy. So these two quite likely will conclude this round, although Brazil, Colombia could be even later due to being UTC -4 or -3 something. Not really sure. Yeah, sure. You're welcome, Alexi. Thanks for chiming in and helping out here. So nice double header. Anyway, I'm quite likely to cover this in some form or the other. Oh, thanks for sticking around. See you next time. Oh, yeah. So thanks, MTU or MTU, whatever you prefer. That's foresighted. And I really appreciate this. And I think I can speak for Otto and Alexi as well. We as streamers do, if you captains keep that in mind. So we are able. MTU, okay. I'll try to remember this next time. Oh, okay. Yeah, so nickname restriction by BGA forced MTU to add another U. Well, tough luck. So this means I think Alexi always has called you MTU and was right all the time, and I just didn't know. Okay, that's a nice story to actually end this. Nicknames are special, and some nicknames are extra special. Okay, folks, I'll see you on the weekend somewhere. Have some nice days until then. Thanks for sticking around. Bye bye.